Plans have changed and I'm not ready. I'm just not ready. Hey everybody, it's Amanda. I am sitting here on my couch with my cozy blanket. I also have an emotional support coffee. It's darker than usual because Grandpa Coffee is definitely not in tonight. I have had a very, very rough last few days. I appreciate anybody who has worked retail in the last 2 days. If you worked Christmas Eve or Christmas, then you know right now it's been crazy pants out there. I mean, absolutely freaking crazy pants. We were the only store open on that day, and honestly, I think I've seen every kind of people. I've seen people coming to town, leaving town. I saw people ready to go get on a flight. I saw people ready to get on a bus. I saw people ready to straight up get their party on. Like, I'm not kidding you, you guys. Like, I don't think I've ever seen that many people in one day. My line was so freaking long, it was crazy. Like, and my store sells a little bit of everything. That's just kind of the area that I live in. We sell propane, we sell groceries, we sell alcohol, we sell pretty much everything you can think of. I mean, like, a little bit of everything. Do you need phone accessories? Do you need food? We have a deli. It has been crazy. Like, I am so grateful that Christmas is over. And I am not one of those people who are like, hey, by the way, I really hate Christmas, because Christmas is one of my favorite holidays. It's one of my favorite holidays. And honestly, we're kind of celebrating Christmas a little bit later than we normally would because of the fact that I have to co-parent. I have to share my kids with their baby daddies. Okay, that's life. Their dads get to have them on some holidays, and some holidays I get to have them. And that's how that goes. That's how split holidays work. It doesn't necessarily mean that one of us gets them over the other. It just means that I have to share. And by law, I have to share. That's life. So Christmas is a smidge bit late this year. I haven't even wrapped any gifts, nothing. I went to a Christmas party for my work. It was interesting. This reminded me of why I don't do gift exchanges at work and why I don't really like going to social gatherings like that, because number one, I had to go because I was there. I was already there. I was working. That's where the party was. It was at work, and we were working, and people brought food. I brought a little something small. They did a gift exchange, which honestly, I couldn't afford to do it. And, you know, I felt really bad about it, but I thought to myself, hey, think, Amanda, you couldn't afford any more gifts than you already had before the car accident for your kids. You couldn't afford gifts for your husband. You're not getting any gifts. So why are you feeling bad about not getting somebody that you've only known for like a month a gift? I can't feel bad about it. Because for days I kept thinking, how can I come up with a $25 gift? I know I can't. They said nothing homemade, and nothing could be something that they could possibly want to regift. A lot of people got like scratch offs. That was the big thing. Scratch offs, coffee mugs. What else did they say? What was another popular thing? Tobacco. No alcohol. They said no alcohol whatsoever at the party because it's work. Come on now. So that was kind of the gist. there was a lot of arguing over, I drew this person's name and I didn't get a gift. So I'm just glad that I was just like, we can't do it. No, we can't. If you cannot afford to gift your coworkers, if you can't afford to gift somebody that you has a boss, if you cannot afford to go out to lunch with people and do like a lunch swap thing, because that was something that was really popular at one of my higher paying jobs, is they were like, oh, let's go in on lunch, and whomever is going to lunch on this day, this person will pay, and next week this person will pay. I just dribbled coffee. It's okay. It's totally okay. We're gonna keep going with this because why not? But the truth is, I just don't have the ability to do those things, right? I'm just a average person making a very low income, and I just can't do those things, okay? I just can't do them. I am only limited to so much, right? I realize that about myself. And this is why I think it's really important for us to sit down and talk about budgeting in 2025. In 2025, I have some of the highest luxurious plans I've ever come up with. Like, I never once thought that I would be thinking of all the things that I have wanted to plan for. If you do not know, I currently live in a manufactured home. I bought this manufactured home for $5,000 last year with my husband. We struggle busted in our apartment. Before that, I was homeless. I had started dating my husband when we moved in, or when I moved into the apartment, then he moved into the apartment. So we've always been on the struggle bus. We have always literally lived hand to mouth. I have tried the budgeting community stuff. It's not working. Nope, not working for me. I know some of you guys were like, I don't understand why you're putting out free savings challenges when you're saying go back to basics, which is basically just a notebook. I'm not going to show you my plans. Just a notebook like this. This is okay, but I also want to have a little bit of fun. It doesn't mean I can't do some savings challenges, right? So my idea is that I need just a hair more time. If you guys could be patient with me and giving me a hair of time, little tiny bit of time, because number one, I have no idea if this job financially is going to work for the plan that I have. And this plan almost has to be, it has to work. It has to work. I can't tell you what it is because I have to make sure that I have gone through everything to make sure that this plan works. So, I'm on a low income. One thing I have to make sure of is I'm going to get my first paycheck sometime in this week. I think maybe by Friday. I'm not sure. I should ask, right? I should ask. It's usually one of the first things on my agenda. Ask when you get paid. Okay, I forgot about that part for the first time ever in my entirety of my adult life. So I need to make sure that I'm doing something that is going to fulfill what my family needs. I mean, like, we're talking like roof, 4 walls, 3 hots, a cot, internet, phone, food. You gotta eat. I no longer qualify for food stamps. My husband Jordan no longer qualifies for food stamps. If we are on food stamps, we just legitimately can't pay our bills. It's not usually a hand in hand, like you get to eat and you get to pay your bills. Not our situation. I've never been on Section 8. I've never been on HUD. I have never received any sort of program help long-term to keep me in a place. I was in a program for homeless folks to help pay for a deposit to get into an apartment. So that helped a little bit. However, when I have an eviction, That's why I was homeless. I was evicted. I was working straight up McDonald's jobs, and you know what? I had to pay an additional deposit to move into my apartment. Because they're like, "Oh, Amanda has an eviction. She can't pay the bills." Things don't change. People don't change, right? So in a way, it kind of helped me, but it didn't, because I still had to come up with a deposit that was quite large. Like over $500, over $800, in the thousands range, okay? So I don't want to be doing the same thing over and over again. I don't want to sit down with my budget, make a plan, and then everything become a dumpster fire. Not my gig. Not my gig. I don't want to live dumpster fire to dumpster fire. Now, I have really, really terrible luck. Every year, if you watch my channel long enough, every single year, something is bound to happen. And that sucks. However, this plan has to be a plan that I can follow through with. So if I'm not going to make enough money at my job, what do I need to do? Do I go back to driving? Is gig working a thing? Am I still going to do gig working? I don't know. I'm in such a weird place in my life right now that I'm like, am I gig working? Am I working this hourly job? Like, am I going to still do YouTube? Am I going to be on Instagram? Am I going to be on TikTok? Am I going to do any of these things to the fullest? Am I going to make sacrifices so that way this plan that I've been thinking of for so long can happen? And what does that look like? How do I get there? What do I need to do on a monthly basis, weekly basis? What am I going to do in this notebook? What is going to change in this notebook that's going to be different from previous years? When I started this channel, I had just been doing budgeting. I was being a budgeter. I was doing things that budgeting community does with the Dave Ramsey process, with envelope after envelope after envelope. Not working. Was not working. Doesn't work for everybody. Budgeting isn't a one-size-fits-all situation. It's not like when you go to buy those leggings at Ross and they say one-size-fits-all, but really, are they one-size-fits-all? No, they're not. I live in a real world with a real low income, and I do things that, keep me with a roof, 3 hots, a cot, and internet and a phone. I don't have a car right now. I'm still carless. So that is part of the problem, is that I need to figure out, are we getting 1 car? Are we getting 2 cars? What is the car situation? I've looked for cars 2 hours from here in the big city, big city, like over the mountain, like in other parts of Oregon that I have lived in. And I have looked everywhere else. I looked at a Jeep. I looked at a Jeep Cherokee. I used to own a Jeep Laredo. It was in 1991. Was it a 91 or 92? I can't remember. It was a $700 Jeep that I got at a tow yard. The person got towed, or got their vehicle towed, because they didn't have a license and they didn't have insurance. So you know what that meant for me? Decent, really cheap car I didn't have to put hardly any money into, and I drove it pretty much everywhere. And you know what I loved about having a Jeep? When everybody was stuck in the snow and the ice, I laughed the first year I'm driving to work. See that guy? That was me last year, not me this year, not happening. So we need a snow-bound vehicle, meaning that we can get anywhere in the snow. And no, I'm not going to buy a truck. I've actually owned 2 trucks. One really nice bougie truck, and one truck that was a piece of junk. I called it my garage sailing truck. Violet, are you okay? Are you dying? You just want food, don't you? So at this point, that That's kind of the plan. We're waiting to see about the car situation. I'm supposedly going to get the GoFundMe money around the 28th or the 29th, maybe even the 30th. I am also, I haven't really touched any money from donations from Cash App, unless it's been for like super basic stuff. I did end up using quite a bit of my YouTube check to float myself down the river. not very much. I mean, I don't really make that much off YouTube. We'll be real. I am a tiny channel. Tiny channels don't make that much. Somebody once told me that they were surprised it didn't make $3,000 a month. Do you realize? Maybe you don't realize, and maybe you need to do some research before you ask me that kind of question, because like I'm lucky to even make a couple $100, okay? So there's that. However, I'm also waiting on the check, trying to be patient, trying my best to be patient for the check from the insurance company. And that's how that's gonna go. Patiently waiting. Patiently waiting. Patience, right? Lots and lots of patience, because that's all you can do. I am grateful for many things. I have a roof over my head. I have food to eat. I have clothes to wear. I have a bed to sleep in, because I've been in situations where I haven't had those things. I'm grateful to have a Christmas tree to put gifts under. I'm grateful for the very small amount of gifts I was able to buy for my children. They're not gonna have any less than. They have plenty of other family members, especially my oldest kid. He's got his dad's side of the family, and he's got my side of the family, and then he also has my youngest son's dad, who basically helped me raise him, so he has him. My youngest son has me, his dad's family, Jordan is definitely part of both of them in this journey of growing up in life, right? Because, I mean, all you can ask for is your kids to have everybody on their side and in their corner. And truthfully, my kids are not going to be ungrateful, because we have had less than this. We have had less than this, and this is okay. And we have celebrated Christmas on other days, because I've always worked Christmas for the most part. I would say I think last year was the first year I didn't work Christmas in the entirety of my adult life. I've worked every night, every weekend. I have worked graveyards. I have worked early in the morning. I've worked double shifts, split shifts, all the things. Be grateful for the things that you have, and know that plans can change. Make sure you're sitting down with your own notebook. This notebook doesn't fill itself without you. You write it in here, right? You make your plans that are based off of what your needs are. Nobody can tell you that it's stupid for you to budget for shopping, or budget for your hair, your nails, your eyebrows, your eyelashes, whatever you do. I don't do any of that stuff. Maybe you decide that you're gonna get a tattoo. Maybe you decide that in 2026 you're gonna get out of debt. You're no longer going to be a slave to the lender, and you are no longer going to sit there and sacrifice all of your last dollars to that lender. Maybe you're going to be like myself, and you're going to have to come up with a whole new plan of how you're going to make money, how you're going to make sacrifices to make that money, and what that plan is that you ultimately want to get to, because I'm a plan person. I need it. I need the plan to keep going. I'm grateful for so many things, and you guys are definitely one of them. So remember, friends, cheers to you. We've made it through the holidays. We have New Year's to go. If you can't afford that gift for that coworker, or you can't bring something to the potluck, and your coworkers or your boss does not understand, that's not on you. It's on them. However, do what you can with what you got, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys. Do you think that they're gonna like our plan for next year?
No.
I think it's gonna be surprising.
Either way, it doesn't matter because it's our life. We gotta deal with the
Get
consequences
your
either
hair out
way.
of my eyeball.
No, eat it.
No. Ah!